One of my favorite habits is actually not something you take away or you try to change about your life really, but it's about adding something really magical to your diet, and that is adding a green drink every single day. So that can be in the form of a green juice where you use a juicer and you juice kale, celery, cucumber, maybe a little lemon and ginger, or you do a green smoothie where you put in a blender some kale or some greens, romaine, spinach, and then you add fruit and maybe some superfoods to that like hemp seeds or chia seeds, and that is one way that you can start adding some serious nutrition to your diet and start giving nutrients to your body that you may not have had otherwise throughout the day. Because I don't know many people who like to eat a big kale salad at breakfast. Or, I don't know many people that eat kale salad at all. So it's a way for you to really consume these powerful superfood greens that add an abundance of nutrients to your body so that your taste buds starts to change. Your preferences for food start to change when your body starts getting nutrition, because you stop craving the things that are bad out there because your body's finally getting what it deserves. So when I quit my corporate career to start becoming a food activist full time, I was scared to death. I went from a six-figure salary to nothing. And I just remember having this one request, which was, I really want to keep my organic food, right? I'm willing to give up the vacations or, the new clothes or anything else, but I really want to have my organic food. And so I spent those next weeks figuring out what are the best organic budget tips, and I actually put them in this book. And they're the tips that I followed during that time when I was trying to figure out how to sustain my life as a food activist full time. If I were to come up with one ingredient that I wish people could avoid, it would be synthetic pesticides. I think it is so important that we start looking at the amount of chemicals that are being put into our agriculture, that get into our water, that get into our air. If we look at the President's Cancer Panel, it's an independent panel that looks at the cancer rates. They say that 41% of us are destined to have cancer in our lifetime because of some of these environmental toxins like synthetic pesticides. And one synthetic pesticide, glyphosate, which is one of the main ingredients in Roundup that's used on a lot of genetically engineered crops, is ending up in human breast milk. It's ending up in our bodies. And so if I were to think of one sickening ingredient that I really would love people to avoid and make a conscious effort to avoid, is these synthetic pesticides. And the way to do that is to buy organic. Every time you buy organic, you not only safeguard yourself from growth hormones and antibiotics, but also a lot of artificial ingredients and synthetic pesticides. When I was writing this book, I was really in the moment. I spent over a year writing it and investigating it, and really saved a lot of my really good information for this book because I knew that it was going to get to people that may not read blogs, may not be on the internet searching for this information. And I really wanted this book to be a book that people found practical, that found like, wow, I have a guide. I have someone who can show me the way. And that's why it's called the Food Babe Way, because I really wanted to show people the way on how to become a food babe, how to live in this world that we live in with all of these chemicals. The FDA, when they were given authority to look over food chemicals, food additives in the food supply over 30 years ago, there were about 800. Now there's over 10,000. And when you find out that information, it's very scary. But this book isn't about scaring people. It's about giving people the real world solution on what to do with this information. And, just last week, something happened that really has touched me and is making this book so much more important to me. I was in an airport signing and a woman came up to me. She had never heard of me, doesn't read blogs. And she came up to me and she said to me, you know, I really need to change my health. I'm not feeling well. Can you help me? Can you change me? And when she looked into my eyes and she asked me that question, I could feel what she was feeling because I used to be there. And I remember when I wanted to change. And knowing that this book can help people that I've never met before, I've never known before, that are strangers to me that need help is so rewarding and so magical and something that I never dreamed of, really. And it has made my commitment to a safer food system and my commitment to getting this information out so much stronger. For my ability to create a movement and community out there to support each other and to be together and to be powerful so that if something happens to me, we can still create change. You know, all of this was really an accident, and I'm just a normal, everyday person that decided to take back control of their health and had a passion for telling other people. And so if you're out there and you really want to see change, I really believe that spreading this message and spreading the word about what you're learning is so important. That if you learn something about a chemical in your food or about a new way of eating that improves your life, or there's a new piece of information or a new habit that you take on that changes your life, tell someone about it.